I had the very good fortune of meeting Anthony Appiah for the first time in the mid-1970s, after we both entered the PhD program in Cambridge. He was coming from a BA in Cambridge, and I was coming from a BPhil in York. And we both entered the program at the same time in 1976. We were together at Cambridge as research students for a while, until he left for Yale, I think, in 1981. I stayed for another 2 or 3 years and then came to Virginia. At that time, I took Anthony to be mostly interested in electric modalities, things like possibility and necessity, in conditionals and contrary to fact conditionals, counterfactuals. However, I remember distinctly a conversation we had one evening after a dinner party. We haven't been able to place a dinner party, but I do remember the conversation we had that evening in front of King's College, where he told me a little bit about his other interests and about himself and his African and English background. And it became to me apparent at that time that evidently already then he had thought deeply about cultural identity and its place in the contemporary Western world. In the years that have passed since those Cambridge days, I have followed his work on ethics and on political thought with great interest. I believe that we do have a fundamental disagreement. He is a liberal and I'm not. However, I consistently find his writings instructive and illuminating. And here, before I continue, I have a confession to make. When I venture to interpret philosophers in public, be it in writing or in lectures, I make sure that they are long dead. So I write about Aquinas and Suarez and Berkeley and others. This afternoon, I will throw that caution to the wind and make claims about the views not only of a living philosopher, but one that is right here in front of me, and risk the embarrassment of being corrected in public. What I find most appealing about Anthony's writings in ethics and political philosophy is that he is attempting, so to put it, to save liberalism from itself. He seeks, that is, to find ways of investing the liberal conception of the social order with significance and value of a good which transcends mere individual freedom. With insight, he has probed the meaning of cultural identity in a world constructed out of autonomous individual projects. And in these Page-Barbour lectures, he is investigating the meaning of the concept of honor in order to find a place for it in the contemporary world, in the contemporary liberal West. He rightly appreciates, I think, that true conceptual understanding requires careful attention to history and to actual human practices. So he is looking into the past and into distant cultures, to the moment when certain social institutions associated with honor were radically transformed and abandoned, in order to gain insight into the concept itself and its significance. But he is asking us to look at what is no longer and at very different cultures in order that we may better understand ourselves. He is delving into the past in order to look into the future. His project, as I understand it, is to uncover what a notion like honor reveals about us human beings, so that we may enrich our present and rescue for the modern world what is worth rescuing from tradition. So it is my great pleasure this afternoon to introduce to you Anthony Appiah to deliver the second of the Page-Barbour lectures for 2009. Thank you.